Hello everyone! So you probably pressed this video because you are either struggling to do your exams, struggling to revise, or most probably you have exams soon and you're looking for some extra tips that can help you with revising. And I'm gonna tell you this, you came to the right place. You know, I always had to struggle with revision. I just hate exams. I'm one of those people that prefers coursework rather than exams. Exams are just something I cannot deal with. So I went to a few lectures about tips and I think they were really useful. That's why I decided to share some with you guys, especially if you didn't really have a chance to have lectures like that. So I hope those tips can help you develop your skills in revision and I hope you pass your exams. I probably won't, but you know, I hope I will. Okay, so tip number one is actually very important. Currently I have about a month left to my exams and it's important that you know how long you have. So I have this really special app which can help you remember when you have your first exams, and this app is called Countdown. You might have heard of it. If you haven't, it's definitely one of those apps that you should definitely upload. And on this app you can put everything you need to know, how many days you have left and the dates of the exams, and this will kind of help you to organize yourself and know how long you have to your exams, so you're stressing a little bit less. When you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I have a month left, so I can prepare myself. And it will also help you if you have 2 weeks left, or 1 week left, or a few days, or tomorrow, which would be very stressful, I guess. But this app is very beneficial for you, so go and check it out. So another very important tip is to understand, and I truly mean this, you need to understand that whatever you try to revise, you can't always revise everything because everything won't go into your head, and about 70% of stuff will. So just remember, you can't revise everything, you can't remember everything, even the best human being can't do that. So you have to kind of, don't put yourself down that you can't remember everything, because I can't remember everything. I can't even remember what I ate yesterday or what I've done an hour ago. Oh shizzle. Only select the material that you think is useful for your exams. I used to always revise everything and I didn't need half of the stuff. So just be careful what you're revising. Some stuff might not even be in the exam that your lecture has taught you. So yeah, I think what you should make is a list of the things that you definitely need to revise and the things you don't need to revise, and just go through it. If there's something you don't understand, I think you should definitely go online and read about it, so then you can understand it first and then revise it. Another tip is to understand that you have to review your revision every day, or very often, every couple of hours, because if you revise something and you try to go back to a week later, you probably won't remember anything. So the advice is, after you make few notes, make sure you review it after maybe 4 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to revise 3 times a day, hopefully morning when I wake up, afternoon and evening just before I go to bed, which will kind of get slowly stuck into my head, hopefully. And you can remember everything that you've just revised. And it's important to just repeat the process every day. And if you have a lot of themes to revise, go one by one, maybe do one day, another one second day, and then go back to the first one and then to the second one, and just make it like a cycle. So it's going to be so much easier for you. But just remember, you have to review your work so then you remember it. So a couple of things that I can tell you is that there's like a scale that you should follow, from the best revision tips to the worst revision tips. And at the top, definitely the things that are very successful are stuff like group work, presentations, role plays, and then in the bottom you have things like copying, note making, reading and watching, which I thought it would be like the other way around, because I would always make notes and always read stuff and copy stuff down. But apparently the things that get stuck to your head the most are role plays and presentations, which, you know, I just thought were weird. So what I would advise you to do is definitely get some of your friends to revise together. I'm sure they would want to as well. I've asked a couple of my friends and they absolutely loved my idea. So we decided to meet up a couple of days a week, and I just find it very useful because you can laugh, have a laugh, You can exchange information and you can just revise together, and apparently it's great. So we will see how that works for me. Then I also decided to make presentations, so I would pick a topic and I would make my own presentation about it, make notes, and then make loads of colours and pictures, so I remember that as well. Colours and pictures are really important, by the way, because you remember them. Hopefully, if you're one of those people that just remembers what it looks like, then that'll be definitely a good thing for you. So I'm just gonna do my presentations, I guess, print them out, and then I'm gonna read it over and over again, revise it, get my friends to ask me questions about it, and yeah, try presentations. I'm also one of those people that learns by watching videos or learns by like reading a long story, and I sort of understand it. I mean, it depends what you're studying, but I find watching videos very useful because I can remember the pictures. So if you have one of those themes that you'd rather watch, try searching maybe on YouTube for like educational videos. They might help you a lot. They have helped me definitely when I was revising about animals and elephants and rhinos. I would go to a video and it would tell me everything I needed to know. So then kind of I would remember it. Also, I would advise you to read loads of journals and books if you don't understand the theme in general, because that will help you understand everything first. So then you can kind of remember it and keep reading about it, I guess. One important thing is that you don't stress. Remember, this is just exams. This is not the end of your life. However, it might seem like it is. But I'm telling you now, I have failed a lot of exams in my life. I was sad, but then at the same time, you know, it's only exams. You have to go through it. Some people are just bad at exams, like me, and I know I will fail. Okay, keep this negativity away from everyone else, alright? Okay. So, you just don't stress about it, seriously. There's no point, because it will only bring you down, and when it brings you down, that will stop you from revising and stop you from remembering things and stop your motivation, which obviously you don't want to happen. Try finding time to revise as often as you can. I would advise you to make like a plan when you're going to revise, what time you're going to revise, what themes you're going to revise. That really helps everyone. Ages ago I used to work all the time, so I find it difficult to study and work and revise and have my own life. But it's important that you actually make this plan, even if it's like 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes later on. It always helps because you just keep refreshing the information in your head. So make a plan, it might help. What else do I need to tell you? What else do I need to tell you? What else do I need to tell you? And I have one very interesting tip actually, which I kind of invented myself, but not quite. There's loads of questions that ask you for critical thinking. And what I'm trying to say right now, sometimes when you don't remember something, you need to make like a code for it. So I was learning in lesson that critical thinking means evaluate something. No, it was describe and analyze and evaluate. So you will describe something that you have in your question. If they ask you about something, you just describe it. And you can use stuff like who, what, when, where. Then you would go and analyze it by saying why or how. And then at the end you would evaluate it, saying that how could you improve it in the future, or what if, sort of like evaluating. And I made myself a little code. So you have describe, which is a D, which I made for dolphins. Then you have analyze, which is A, which I said and then evaluate, which I said elephant. So it's sort of like dolphins and elephants. So I find it really easy, because if I hear dolphin and elephants, I would know that this is for critical thinking, and I would know what to include when the question asks me about critical thinking. When you're in the exam, remember to sit down quietly. Do not stress. Just keep thinking yourself. Do not stress. Keep the negativity away, because I know there's loads of people that just want to blab on about how they're stressed out, how they didn't revise this, how they didn't revise that. Just keep that negativity away. Stay in your little positive cloud. Definitely. And try doing your own thing, and I'm sure you get far. Read every single question. Sometimes they might ask you to do completely something else that you would thought you have to do. So that is important, because you don't want to waste time on doing something that you didn't really have to do in the first place. Scratching, scratching. Definitely plan when you're in your exam. There might be like a question that you're not sure about, or you definitely know what you want to say, but it might be like a long question, so you definitely want to think what you're going to write first. And I would advise you definitely to make a plan of the things to include, things to talk about. And what I usually do, if I find something hard to remember, I would quickly take that paper and write it down, the stuff I don't remember. For example, explanation of something, and if I'm not sure what it is. In my case, what it's going to be is probably a reference, like the author that wrote a specific phrase that I'm trying to say. So when I'm trying to write it later on, I won't forget it. So planning is definitely important, because you can always change what you're writing about if you have the plan. So trust me, you need to plan. And the last important, very important thing before your exam, the night before, definitely get some sleep. Do not watch a lot of movies, do not eat anything heavy because you won't feel well in the morning. Try going to sleep probably 10 o'clock maximum, get a good rest. Don't stress, you don't need to revise anything else because you know the whole subject yourself from the previous day. So do not stress, trust me. And I hope you can all pass your exams. So thank you for watching and clicking on this video. I hope some of these tips will help you pass your exams. I'm definitely going to try all of them because I really want to pass my exams and I really find it difficult to pass my exams. So yeah, just try doing your best and do not stress. So subscribe to my channel if possible if you wanted to see more videos, and yeah, that's all really. I should stop really saying yeah all the time because it's kind of annoying, isn't it? Okay, goodbye!